Welcome to the Tuesday, May 9th, 2023 meeting of the Ashland Zoning Board of Appeals. In accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20, this public meeting is available in remote form. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast on WACA-TV. First order of business will be to call the meeting to order. I, John Trefethen, am present.
I, Nathan Band, am present.
Stu, you're muted.
Hi, Stuart Siegel, I'm present. Excuse me.
Hi, Anton Takamarov, I'm present.
Hi, Ryan Sullivan, I'm present.
Excellent. All present and accounted for. And as I mentioned before we went on the air, our other member, Brian Forrestall, is unable to join us this evening. Item number 2 on the agenda is a continued public hearing for 59 West Union Street. This hearing got underway back on February 14th, was continued several times, and was last before the board on April 25th, 2023. And at the conclusion of that, the applicant's attorney indicated that he would be filing a withdrawal of the appeal of the building commissioner's order that was the subject of the hearing. The matter was continued by vote of this board until tonight, to give the council an opportunity to file his withdrawal and for us to accept it so that there is a public record of the closure of the proceeding. The board did receive via email a letter from George F. Connors, counselor at law, the applicant's attorney, dated April 26, 2023. I'll read it into the record. It's addressed to the Ashland Zoning Board of Appeal, Ray, 59 West Union Street, Ashland, Massachusetts, appeal withdrawal. Dear members of the board, as discussed and requested during last night's hearing on the above referenced matter, the Bonds, trustees of the Island Pond Trust, respectfully request to withdraw their appeal of the building inspector's notices of violations of November 2022. Very truly, George Connors. And that was received and filed with the town clerk on April 26th, 2023. Alvaro, I know we don't usually vote to accept withdrawals. We allow the party to simply file them, but in this instance where the hearing went on for multiple dates, is it appropriate to make a motion to accept the withdrawal or simply to acknowledge that we've received it and it's being filed?
John, so from my understanding is that you should make a motion to approve it, and it should be with or without prejudice. So that meaning that in this case, with prejudice, it will mean that it won't come back to the zoning board. So once this is closed, this appeal or any sort of like try to action regarding this matter shouldn't come back to the board.
Right. Well, Attorney Connors did not request without prejudice in his motion, in his letter, so that this is a withdrawal with prejudice.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, and I know in talking with Peter offline, he said that what he does in a situation like this, in order for there to be a record for people to look at, is that he will prepare a brief affidavit, and that will be filed with the town clerk's office. So in order just to be sure, if someone would like to make a motion to accept Attorney Connors' withdrawal, I would appreciate that.
So moved.
And is there a second?
I second it.
Yeah, I, John Trefethen, vote in favor of accepting the withdrawal.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor of accepting the withdrawal.
I, Stuart Siegel, also vote in favor.
I, Anton Tokamarov, vote in favor.
I, Ryan Sullivan, vote in favor.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. That concludes this matter. And we can move on to item number 3 on the agenda, which is the meeting minutes for the April 25th, 2023 meeting. Alvaro, I know I sent you a couple of changes. Did you receive any changes from anyone else?
No, just from you, John, and they already were taken care of.
Okay. Well, let me just tell people what the changes were that I suggested. The first was on page 2 of the minutes in the 3rd paragraph on line 7. It references that the date the application was filed was November 27th. That is incorrect, because if it was filed on November 27th, the appeal would not have been late. It should say that the application was filed, as it's date stamped by the town clerk, was filed on December 27th. So that change has been made. And the other change was on page 3 of the minutes in the discussion with Sunitha. In the 2nd paragraph, line 2 and line 3, I wanted to make sure that the minutes accurately reflected what it was that we voted unanimously to do. And I wanted to make sure that it was the same as what we had done in the previous applicant when we voted about a month or so ago when Stephen was before us. I reviewed the WACA video, and what we did vote was, rather than vote to recommend the appointment, we voted to forward the appointment to the select board, which is what we did with Stephen's request or application. And thus the select board will choose, because there are 2 candidates and only 1 open position. And I think it's only fair that rather than we, as the zoning board, recommend one over the other, that it should be the appointing authority that has the, well, not only the right, but the option to seek to appoint whoever they feel is most suitable for the position. So again, I reviewed the WACA tape just to make sure that that in fact was what we had done, and it was. So the word recommended is being changed to forwarded in 2 spots on that. And those were the only changes I had. Otherwise, I thought Alvaro, you did a very good job preparing the minutes. Any discussion about the proposed changes that I've mentioned?
Just
Okay,
for the
if-
record, John, I'm not the person taking care of the minutes. It's Laura Clifford that works also in the office.
Oh, okay, very well. I don't want to not give her full credit as well. Nice of you to share the credit there. Okay, if not, does somebody like to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Excellent. I, John Trefethen, vote in favor.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, vote in favor.
Anton Tokamarov, vote in favor.
I, Ryan Sullivan, vote in favor.
Excellent. That takes care of the meeting minutes. And now moving on to staff updates and administrative matters. Anything to report on, Alvaro?
No, not staff updates, John.
Okay. At this point, I just wanted to pursue something that we had begun a discussion about at the last meeting when we were interviewing Sunitha, and that was about the starting time of our meetings. Nathan, you were not at the meeting, so I'm not sure whether you were aware of this or not, but a discussion arose as to whether it would be more convenient to start at 7:15 as opposed to 7 o'clock. Sunitha had indicated 7:15 would be better for her because of the class she takes. And in that general discussion, both Anton and Ryan indicated that 7:15 would be better for them as well. I'm not sure. Does that work for you?
Yeah, 7:15 is fine for me.
Okay. And I think, Stu, you had indicated it was okay.
Yes, sir.
I said it was okay with me, and I believe Brian said it was okay with him. Alvaro, how do we go about changing the start time of our meeting? Do we need to get approval from the select board for that, or is that something that administratively we can take care of ourselves?
I can check in with Peter tomorrow, and then I can let you all know.
Okay.
I assume that you all could make that decision, and then I could make the changes on the agenda and just make sure that it's posted and reflects on the website.
Okay.
But I can double check and then just let you all know.
So is that what people would like to do, is move it to 7:15, whether Sunitha is appointed or not? It would be more convenient for Anton and Ryan. And we could start at 7:15 instead of 7.
I
think that's-
personally,
Go ahead.
I'm-
Anton.
Okay.
sorry, Stu. I was just gonna say, I personally would appreciate that, if only because I usually take the 6:05 train back in from Boston. So I like pull in at like 6:55, and I live on Oak Street, so it's always a Tokyo drift situation to get to my computer right in time.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we let Alvaro, if you can check and what the procedure is and let us all know. And if we can go ahead and do that, then we will just schedule our next meeting for 7:15 and post that on the agenda. I believe that is all that we have. No new cases filed and ready to be heard, Alvaro?
Nothing
Okay,
new.
excellent. Well, then it may be a while since we see each other again, and a motion, I guess, to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Okay, I, John Trefethan, vote in favor.
I, Nathan Band, vote in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, vote in favor.
I, Anton Takamura, vote in favor.
I, Ryan Sullivan, vote in favor.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good evening and a good rest of the month. Bye-bye.
Bye,
You.
everyone.
Bye-bye.